Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome back to the channel. So I'm installing my power distribution block here from sPOD today on my 2023 Tundra TRD Pro because I don't really want a bird's nest of wires under the hood of my truck. In fact, here on the 22 and up Tundra hybrids, the main 12-volt battery is underneath the rear seat on this truck, the back left seat, which means in order to wire up accessories in the future, you have to wire each one individually all the way to the battery under the rear seat with separate fuses and separate switches as well, which just becomes an absolute mess of wiring and switches and all kinds of stuff. So what this here will do is give us one location under the hood, wire in all of our accessories up to. Also gives us one place to control all of these switches as well because we have a control panel here. This is the BantamX. It comes with the touchscreen control panel, which will then replace the sunglass holder here in the cab of the truck for that control panel. Now, sPOD does make vehicle-specific kits, which this one is for the 22 and up Tundra. They also have universal kits as well. Check it out, and then also wire in some Baja design lights today as well. Distribution block here. You check that thing out. How cool is that? So we have a touch screen to control all of our accessories. Dude, oh, you guys have it. This gets mounted up into the engine bay on the driver's side and then fed through the firewall and then down the trims all the way to the underneath the back seat here where the battery is located. We'll pop this cover off and the 12-volt battery is right here. So this is not gonna be long enough to go all the way that way. So we'll have to break it off right here and extend the wiring. The first thing I wanna do though is get the control panel hooked up. So we'll get the sunglass holder and all this popped off really quick. Kind of snug, kind of tight, but I can assure you, just give it a good little pull and you are good to go. Hit that tab and then comes right out. So now with the sunglass console removed, remove the sunglass holder here. And there's 6 tabs on the back side here. Gotta separate these tabs from the middle out. Little tab there in the corner. All right guys, so I have the trim surround removed. And I'm gonna teach you guys a little lesson. Don't pry too hard. I went a little too hard and I snapped it right there. So go kind of easy, do it one by one. I just kind of went hard here in the middle while, you know, using my flathead and then it released and then it snapped right there. So it's all good though, not a big deal, not very noticeable. I don't really care too much. Once I put it back in there, it'll stay, so we're good. But anyways, here on the back of the instructions is a stencil that we can cut out and then we'll use this to guide us on where to drill some holes here. Got my drill bit ready. I'm gonna use the stencil here, throw it in there. It'll guide us on where to drill these holes. We're gonna drill one more on the back side here for the Ethernet cable to pass through, right about there on the back side. Now with this part all done, run this Ethernet cable through that opening, down this pillar. So this pillar comes off and then we'll run the wire down, pop this cover off as well, and then right through the firewall and to the fuse block. So pretty much it. Now I'll take the Ethernet cable and run it through the headliner and down to that A pillar. Have the wire fed through the bottom here. Now we're gonna push it through that firewall, which is right here. It's not too hard to get to. That's the firewall. We can pull that rubber grommet back a little bit and then push a wire right in the side there, or we can drill a hole into it and feed the wire in that way. But either one, they both work. Kind of pops off and then you can go ahead and feed the wire right through the opening right there. That's access to the engine bay. We'll pull the wire through and then let it hang out right there. Here on the sPOD fuse box, it's got a bracket built onto it, and it didn't come with any hardware because we're gonna use hardware from the truck itself. So here, if you look inside, on this bracket right here. There's two 13 mil heads right there. So we'll loosen these two a little bit, and we'll slide on the sPOD fuse box bracket into there. Now I got my socket in there. It's gonna be a 12 mil. Okay, let's go ahead and slide on the sPOD bracket now. So if you have the non-hybrid, your 12-volt battery is gonna be right there. So what you would do is run the positive to the positive terminal, and then take the black wire and run it to the negative terminal on your battery, and you're effectively done at that point, and then just wire in your accessories. That's pretty much it. But in my case, what I'm gonna do is disconnect the positive wiring harness from this inline fuse and run this to the firewall to my battery, extending the wire, then back into this fuse, and then to the battery under the back seat. And then same thing with the ground here. I'm gonna run it through the firewall, and then all the way down the side of the truck, inside of the truck here, underneath the kick panel, and then feed it into the battery, which is right under this cover. All right, so I have the positive and the negative cable pulled from the engine bay, and as you guys can see, this is all the play that we have. It's not going to reach the engine or the battery in the rear. So I have the wire to extend it. Just need to grab some connectors over at the parts store, so I can cut this wire, cut my wire, and then splice them together, and then continue on to the battery in the rear. Alrighty guys, so I have all of the plastic pieces removed from the front all the way to the rear, including the piece here on the lower part of the B-pillar. So I'll cut the wires there and using the 6-gauge butt connectors to connect more wire. And I also have the terminal rings as well. I got a 1/2 inch and also a 1/4 inch ring. Both are a 6-gauge, so we can then run them to the battery. This stuff's pretty hard to cut through. Oh my gosh. Some pretty strong braids here, man. All right, butt connector, heat shrink, then the connector. Ooh. Oh my goodness. All right, so the wire has been successfully extended. I use the connectors and then heat shrink tubing and then electric tip on top of that as well for extra reinforcement. There on the positive, and there is the negative cable. Got the positive and the negative terminal all hooked up. Got the 100 amp inline fuse right there. And in case you guys are wondering, there is plenty of room to run a lot of wire underneath the kick panels. Wire the winch pretty soon too. I was kind of curious how much room we had in here to run a really thick cable. I'm not sure what kind of gauge we need, but I'd imagine at least like a 2.0. I'm not too sure though, but whatever we need, I'm sure is just fine as far as space goes in here. So I'll throw together all of the plastic trims, and this is a wrap. Check these things out. So I have the clears on top and then the wide cornering there on the bottom. So this right here is what you're working with. If you don't have a power distribution block, you are wiring up these separate wiring harnesses that have their own fuses, and then also the separate switch somewhere in here as well. And this one also has a relay fixed to it as well. But as you guys can see, it's a whole mess of wires. We ain't got time for that. The only thing I need from the wiring harness came with is gonna be these two connectors right here, which go right into the light itself. What I'll do is cut it down as far as I need to run it to the distribution blocks. We have one for each of the lights. Now for the connectors. These terminal connectors actually came with the sPOD kit. Pinch that on to the wire. So I have the wire ran here from the passenger side all the way over to the driver's side. From the passenger side light and the driver's side light, And I zip tied it all out of the way, so it's all looking nice and clean. I cut some extra slack here in the wiring just in case I need more in the future or whatever. But got the positive and the negative wire coming from both the passenger and then also the driver's side. So there's all 4 wires right there that we're connecting into the distribution block. So what I'm gonna do is take both the positive wires, these white wires right here, from both the driver and then also the passenger side, and share the same spot. So the same switch works on both of them. It says 1 right there, and then ground. Then this one's number 2, ground, 3, ground, 4, ground. Now I'm gonna slide these up through the bottom so when the cover goes on, these things aren't in the way. Okay, both the white wires are in the very first terminal. I'm gonna tighten it down using a Phillips head. Pretty straightforward. And then same for the negative wire. So I'll slide that into the second terminal. Snug that down. And just like that, dude, look at that. How clean is that? That's amazing. So it mounts right up on the ABS pump there, right? That's the bracket. Then we got the BantamX sPOD right there. Got the Baja design lights wired right into switch number 1. So I am effectively done with the entire install. And as you guys seen, hooking accessories up to the distribution block now is very straightforward. Take the positive and the negative wire and put it directly into this distribution block right here, which is really cool. And you guys might notice something too. We don't have any fuses or relays on this thing except for the one micro fuse that powers the distribution block itself. But for each accessory, so we have switch number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We don't have fuses or relays for the accessory outputs. That's because in this unit here, the whole unit has its own microprocessor, which detects the amount of current that is needed to supply power to the accessories, which is way different than I've seen before and very, very cool. So you just attach your accessory and it just detects how much power it needs to give it, which on these lights, especially LED lighting, dude, it isn't much. It's like 2.5 amps for these right here. Dang, dude, these things look insane. But anyways, let's fire them up. To Phoenix, Arizona. Check them out, the XL Sports. So as you guys can see right now, I have the wide cornering with the spotlight hybrid lens on right now, but they do have a couple of different options you can go with. You can get the all spot lens, you can do the all wide cornering, or you can do this hybrid one right here. Best of both worlds pretty much. And they also have the lens covers as well, which I have here in the truck. These right here are designed for rock guarding it pretty much. And looks pretty cool too.
It does.
But they have clear. They also have yellow as well. I went with the black ones here with the Baja design logos in it, which look pretty cool. Kind of adds a little bit of a design element to the front end here, which these lights do in the first place look really, really nice on the front of the truck. We'll fire them up tonight and show you guys how insanely bright these things really are. These are the XL Sports. This is hands down the coolest control panel I've ever seen. Obviously on this one, it's vehicle specific, so it came with this custom fitted bracket for it and whatnot, but I have this thing wired hot, so it's directly to the battery. So all we do is just touch it. And there's an app for this thing as well too. So as you guys can see, I've already changed the image there for the switch number 1. And what's really cool too is check this out. So when we turn it on, just like that, it'll show you how much current it's pulling. So over here in the setup screen, you guys can see there's a number of different ways we can set this thing up, including the timer for the backlight. So right now it's on 5 minutes, go all the way down to off, so it just stays on the whole time. And then you can turn the screen off right there and then just touch it anywhere and it turns back on. Or we can change it to anywhere between off and 255 minutes and then the screen will turn off by itself. But yeah, with this whole thing being wired to the battery directly, we can turn the accessories on with the truck off. As you guys can see, the truck is completely off, and we can turn the lights on. Right now they're on, so that's pretty cool. And then yeah, if we go over to setup, show you guys something pretty cool as well. So over here, I have it titled Pillar, which I changed on my app on the phone, but we can also change it here on this thing as well. So if we go over here to Pillar, we can name this thing anything we want, just type it in on the keypad, and it changes the name of it right there. But we can also change the backlight setting too. If my fingers weren't so big, we can touch that. There we go. And then turn the brightness down here on the actual screen itself. So if it's at nighttime, it's too bright for you guys, you can turn that thing down. That's pretty cool right there. But also too, check this out. So if we go over here to setup and then to pillar, we can go to switch features and then turn it into a flash, a strobe, a momentary switch, or make it dimmable, which is pretty cool too. So we'll go over here to strobe, and then we'll go to back. And then to activate the strobe function, we have to go to off-road mode. So right now it's in off-road mode. Now we're in on-road mode, and now we're in off-road mode, on-road, off-road, and you guys will see the strobe function turning off and on as well. So if we're in on-road mode, you can't activate the flash or the strobe. But if we're in off-road mode, now we can do the strobe function. So if we turn this on and then hit strobe, now I'll show you guys the strobe function. Oh, no, never mind. There's covers on it. No, leave it on, leave it on. You're good. All right, there we go. And now it's strobing. It's pretty cool. It's awesome the way you can modify this thing to your likings. I think it's just super user-friendly, and yeah, Bluetooth controlled as well, which is really cool. So you can control this thing on your phone. So shield your eyes because it's gonna get bright. Don't look that way now. Come over here. Come over here. Come over here. Do not be in the line of fire. So you guys go check it out. So Bluetooth. How cool is that? Now there's the light output too. Let me turn the headlights off really quick. So actually right now you guys can see how the headlights look. And that there is with the Baja lights on. Insane. All right, and now this is going to be just the Baja lights right there. Pretty good range to them.
Oh yeah.
Very good range to them. So again, these right here are with the spot and the cornering combo lens on these things. So it does a good job of giving us some range and then also lighting up some of the path to the side too. So I think it's a very good combination. So here, I'll show you guys the app again. So if we go to setup, same thing as on the actual control module in the truck. If we go to setup, hit setup, now everything's flashing green, and we hit switch number 1, we can name it. I named it pillar, and you can change the color of the actual icon on the phone and then turn it into a strobe, make it dimmable, flash, or make it momentary. Momentary means it only, kind of like your horn, it only works while you're holding the switch. But let's make it dimmable actually. Turn it on and check that out. How cool is that? That's super cool. Yeah, you guys can select from a couple of icons here. That's the Ejecto Cedo right there. That's a pretty cool one. And yeah, you got a bunch of little icons to choose from here, and anything you change it to on here is directly reflected onto the actual switch panel in the truck as well. That there is the app for you guys. Now I'm going to show you guys the sPOD control panel here inside of the truck. Let's turn these dome lights off and show you guys kind of how clear it is, how bright it is, and stuff like that. So turn it on. I don't know why that one's on right now. Let's turn the switch number 7 off. You guys can see it's very, very clear, very easy to read. And yeah, just like before, we have our settings there and all of our switches are right there. Super easy and very, very clean setup up here. I think it looks, you know, very factory-like. I think it's, you know, it's very nicely integrated. I think it looks awesome. Lighting here is really poor right now, but that's all good. We're going to head home now, back to the hotel, and get ready for the event tomorrow. We have Toys and Tots over at Westcott Designs, and then we're heading off to cousin Brandon's grand opening of the detail lounge. So pretty fun day packed for tomorrow, but hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll catch you guys on the next one very soon. Until then, peace.